Hi everyone, welcome back to Next Diecast. In today's video I'll be doing an unboxing and a quick review of this 1/18 scale Jeep Wrangler made by Maisto. I got this model from Amazon Warehouse Deals for $22, and as you can see the engine piece is actually loose in the box here. I'll actually be fixing that up later on in the video, but as you can see it's in the standard Maisto Special Edition box with that little sticker that Amazon puts on their warehouse items. And as you can see, I got the orange version, which is actually a 2015 paint color, despite Maisto calling it a 2014 Wrangler. So I'll go ahead and get this model out of the box and try to get that engine piece back in place. There's the front of the Wrangler right there. Yeah, there's the engine piece right there. I'm not sure how that managed to come out, but it just kind of clips back into place, so later on we will put that back on. We'll just slide this out of the box like so. Looks like it was actually put in the box backwards too, which is odd, but looks like a really cool model. I have the top-up version of this in yellow, so I thought this would go great with that version. And there's the hole where the engine should be. We'll put that back in later, once we get the model off the base. And as you can see, it is held down by 2 screws, so we'll go ahead and get it unscrewed from the base and make those couple of small repairs to it. Alright, got the Wrangler off the base. Alright, we got that engine back in there. Made this horrible clicking noise when I kind of pushed it back in place, but it is nice and secure in there. It is a slight bit loose, but as you see, of course, on this model you have the opening hood, opening rear door, and the opening front doors. Looks like an awesome model. Now on to the review and comparison. Alright, here's our Jeep Wrangler Willys out of the box, alongside the top-up version. This is going to be kind of just a quick review, I guess, and comparison of the two models here. I did review this top-up version way back in 2019. I got this one in 2019 from Sam's Club, and this one I just recently got from Amazon Warehouse Deals for $22, as you heard in my first portion of the video. But Maisto actually just discontinued this top-down version, which I was kind of surprised to see, because Maisto introduced both of these models first they introduced the top-up version in spring 2015. Then they kind of quietly released this top-down version in like the fall of 2015. And pretty much for both of these models' entire runs, they were available in 2 colors each. One 2014 color and one 2015 color for each. Maisto does call these 2014 Wranglers, but both of these paint colors you see here are actually 2015 paint colors. You have the sunset orange metallic for the top-down version and the Baja yellow for the top-up version back here. But Maisto also makes the top-up version in a bright red, which is a 2014 color, and the top-down version in a kind of like a metallic white, which is also a 2014 color. Although I'm pretty sure they made the white Wrangler Willys for the whole model's run. Jeep introduced this kind of appearance package on the JK Wrangler for 2014, and they made them until 2018 when the current Wrangler, the JL, was introduced. And you can get a Willys trim package on the JL Wrangler as well. But the Willys trim kind of added these unique sort of gloss black front grills, these unique wheels, and the Willys badging on the hoods as well. They were kind of based off the Jeep Wrangler Sports, and you could get them in either 2-door or 4-door versions. So Maisto did sell both of these models alongside one another for 7+ years. They did recently discontinue the top-down version, which I already said. But both these models are pretty similar overall in terms of details, and I think they're both pretty well detailed for Maisto models. So pretty much all I'm going to say here is pretty much what I say in the review of the top-up version, but very nice overall detailing with like the shape and everything of the Wrangler model here. You know, the nice looking front grille, you have the Jeep badge up here. Nice looking lights too. There are no pegs to be seen, which is kind of shocking. Very sturdy front bumper with these integrated front fog lights and these tow hooks here as well. You have kind of the nice matte finish on the wheel wells. I think these would actually be vinyl or plastic if this were the real Wrangler, but they're metal on here, which I guess is pretty nice. You have the functioning hood latches on the hood. Very nice kind of deep, rich orange metallic paint, which was available on the real Wrangler for the 2015 version. You got the trout-rated badge along here. Nice sturdy mirrors are kind of made of like a rubberized plastic, as you would see on the real Wrangler. Nice looking wheels as well, and very good steering and suspension too. This roll cage is actually very sturdy as well. You can actually pick it up like this, and you won't worry about this coming off, which is nice to see. Back here, nice job with the taillights. There is kind of a faint peg in each one, but I don't think that's a big deal. These hinges won't come black. I actually made those black with a Sharpie because they each had kind of a small paint chip off of them. As you saw, the model did come with the engine loose and stuff. I assume maybe sometime during shipment it might have gotten dropped or something, but that was the only like real damage to it aside from the two paint chips back here. But the real Wrangler Willys actually had black hinges instead of body colored hinges. So on the top up version here, you'll see they're still body colored, but on here I did make them black. I might do the same for this one just to add some, I guess, authenticity to it. I'm not really sure. And then you have the kind of vintage looking 4-wheel drive inscription back there and the Willys inscription on the hood. Both are done in kind of matte finish, which is nice to see. And you got the kind of big beefy spare tire back here as well, which is identical to the other 4 wheels, which is a nice touch. And of course you have the opening rear door and the opening hood. Not really too much to see back here aside from the back seat. You didn't really have too much storage space in the 2-door version of the previous gen Jeep Wrangler. I think the same goes for the current one too. But decent detailing with the engine here. It is just kind of one plastic piece, but this is the inline 6, I believe, 3.6 liter VVT. You have kind of different colors and textures going on in there, and this is very loose because mine did come just completely taken out and it was kind of, you know, rolling around inside the box. So just keep that in mind. I might put a little drop of glue, perhaps back here, so it kind of stays still. But that's kind of a defect that some of these single pieced engines have on these Maisto models. But I mean, aside from that, the detailing, I would say, is pretty well done. And there is some 3-dimensional components in here kind of integrated into this single plastic piece, but I think Maisto that does a decent job for the most part. Could use maybe a little bit more finer detailing, but I think what they have there is just fine. And yeah, you do have these functional latches, which is kind of a cool touch. They're a little bit easier to use than the Maisto JK Wrangler models, as I mentioned in the video of this one. So they kind of lock into place like that, as you'll see right here. And then, of course, you also have the opening doors on the model as well. They open up on these kind of spring-loaded hinges, just like on this version here. Pretty easy to see into the interior on the top-down version, but very nice fine detailing on this dashboard and on the steering wheel. All the buttons are very clearly labeled, and even the vents are kind of nicely painted in silver too. You can see all the kind of steering wheel controls and whatnot, and a very nice texture going on the top portion of the dashboard too. And you have all the buttons around the center screen, which is a nice touch. And the seats are also very well done. You have kind of a nice texture on there, sort of almost like a vinyl pattern in the center. These would actually be cloth seats if this were the real Wrangler, but Maisto, I think, does a good job with capturing the overall look and shape of the seats. And here's kind of the steering wheel working with the steering as well. But nice overall interior, I would say, for sure. And the advantage of having the top-down version is you can really see all the details in there. Very, very cool. And you have nice detailing on the door panels as well. And these are the proper half-door panels. Nice kind of leather pattern, or I'm sure it's just a hard plastic on the real Wrangler. And you have kind of this fine silver detailing going along the side there as well. So overall, great model, I would say, of the JK generation of the Wrangler, if you want to add it to your 1/18 scale collection. So in terms of comparing the two models, really the only difference is that on the top-up version, Maisto for some reason puts in full door panels, even though this is a half-door model, as you can tell by where this curves. And then on the top-down version, they do the correct half-door panels on the half doors. I'm not really sure why they did the full doors on this top-up version, but they're not necessarily correct. But on the top-down version, they did actually correct that detail and put in the half-door panels with the half doors. But aside from that, I mean, everything else is pretty much identical. You know, really great interior detailing on both versions. Same engine, you know, same wheels and everything. So really the only difference aside from those half doors and full doors are the colors that are available in both models. Maisto did actually release 2 separate exclusive colors for the top-up version. There was a very brief time where you could find a like super bright green version and a bright orange version. I think Costco's briefly sold those, but they're now very hard to find. I guess maybe they were like canceled pretty quickly or something, but and meanwhile for the top-down Wrangler, it was always available in just the dark orange and in the white. This one is no longer being made, but you can still find the top-up version. Although a lot of sites still have the top-down version available because it only has been recently, you know, axed from their catalog. So it really comes down to what your preference is in terms of, you know, top-up or top-down, and in terms of like paint colors and whatnot. But I think it is kind of cool how they have 2014 and 15 paint colors for these Wrangler models. But overall, great models here. If you can find them for a good price, I would say definitely get them. And again, the choice is pretty much yours in terms of which version you want. The details are pretty much the same, although this does have the more correct interior door panels than the top-up version has. But that really shouldn't, I think, deter you too much from getting the top-up version. But yeah, I hope this was kind of a helpful, quick video of the top-down Wrangler and kind of comparing it to the top-up version. And feel free to comment down below with your thoughts on either of these models here. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.